What's good, everybody? It's your boy 3 here, back with another Pokemon Draft video. And this week in the GTP Pokemon Draft League, we are going up against a good friend of mine in Dobby. We did pick up a week 1 win versus Zedapina, and week 2 was our bye. As you can see, the rosters below: Iron Valiant, Deoxys Speed, Mega Scizor, Baxcalibur, Thunderous Therian, Swampert, Muckalola, Sinistcha, Bisharp, and Gurdurr. Might notice some changes on the screen. We did have to give up our week 1 MVP in Cresselia for Zapdos in a 1-for-1 trade. We dropped Rotom to fit, of course, like Galar. And Dobby and Zedapina also made some changes to their team. They made a trade giving Muckalola to Dobby, and Suicune was getting sent over to Zedapina. You know, in our first team build video, Muckalola was already hard enough to break. That was one of the big problems for our team. And in this week, it's going to be even harder to break because we can't really bring Garchomp into this matchup. But we're always going to try to put ourselves in the best position to win. And hopefully we get there. All right, I'll see y'all for the team build video. First on our list, we have Darkrai. Now, I know you're going to look at this and see a crazy range of EVs. 80 HP, 104 defense, 120 special attack, modest, and 204 speed Scarf. So we do have a bulky Scarf Darkrai, which I'm very excited to use. And these EVs look like this because he has threats, like I said before, like Deoxys Speed and Iron Valiant, and now Alolan Muck. But other than that, Darkrai does have a great matchup in most of his mods. We're 204 Scarf, so we outspeed Deoxys Speed being modest. The risk I'm taking with this matchup is I'm hoping that Iron Valiant isn't ever Scarf or Booster Speed. And we'll go over why Booster Speed is okay later in the team build video. But the EVs, the 80 HP and the 104 defense, do help it live a physical Spirit Break from Iron Valiant if it is Scarf or choice into that move. So we can hit it with a nice Sludge Bomb. And everything else does get, besides, you know, a Alolan Muck now. And the Suicune he did have does get to it KO'd by Dark Pulse, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast, and Ice Beam. So that explains the Darkrai set. Now, the reason we are kind of okay with Iron Valiant being booster, we have Red Card Glamora. Glamora did not see burn last week, but, you know, we're bringing it this week. I thought about running... Oh, this is not Toxic Debris. I apologize. We are going to run Corrosion now that he has a Alolan Muck. And I believe we put Toxic over Sludge Bomb. Yes. Yep. And okay. So we have the Red Card Corrosion Glamora. Where with the pickup, it was going to be Toxic Spikes or Toxic Debris. But with the pickup of Alolan Muck, I didn't see any use for it because everything else on this team is going to be boots. So we're just going to run a Scarf Toxic or a Stealth Rock Toxic Glamora. So we might be able to get a Toxic on the Muck, catch him off guard a little bit. We're running the Mortal Spin to get rid of hazards on our side, and Power Gem to hit, you know, if he does bring Thunderous Therian or like a Scizor. So these EVs also look crazy. We are a max HP, 120 defense, 108 special attack, modest, 32 speed def. These EVs are pretty much handmade for Iron Valiant. It lives a close combat. It lives a Moonblast. I think it gets 3 KO'd by Moonblast. Anything to force out the Valiant to find out its item works perfect for us, so we can set up the Darkrai for a late game sweep. But yeah, this Glamora is especially EV just for Iron Valiant. There are some other mons on his team that Glamora can handle, maybe Thunderous T. Scizor is more of a risky matchup, but we do live a bullet punch from anything from Max Attack, Adamant, Mega Scizor. And yeah, moving on to the next mon, we have my bulky Quaquaval. 248 HP, 24 attack, adamant, 172 defense, and 64 speed to outspeed a Thunderous T after an Aqua Step. Yeah, this was a very fun set to build. The max HP, he has a lot of physical attackers, namely Baxcalibur, and Bisharp, and Scizor. Quaquaval walls all of those sets outside of maybe a DD, Glaive Rush, Baxcalibur, but we do have the Aqua Step and we do have the close combat for those other threats. And if this thing gets a Moxie boost with some Aqua Steps, it does look like a threat to his team very much. 2 Aqua Steps outspeeds Valiant after booster, and Aqua Step picks up a KO at +2, I believe +2. And close combat always sees a kill on Bisharp, Baxcalibur, so on and so forth, as well as chipping down Mega Scizor if it's bulky. With Roost, those mons really can't break us. Knock off to get rid of any of the items to really scout for the rest of the series, and so on and so forth. But yeah, this bulky Quaquaval is to wall his physical attackers outside of Baxcalibur with Glaive Rush DD, which honestly could come. Next on our list, we have Ogerpon. Just kind of a standard set. This is just to outspeed. I believe it is just to outspeed. This 184 speed is tripping me up, actually. Oh, Thunderous T. Thunderous T hits 331. So, Ivy Cudgel, Synthesis Knockoff, Encore, 64 HP. That's just to invest in it. 252 attack and 184 speed. Jolly outspeeds Thunderous T. This was originally brought for Suicune, and it was going to be a covert cloak set, but the matchup did change a little bit. So this is really just to punish a Defog, +2 knockoff, doing a huge chunk to a Thunderous T, and nothing really wants to switch into an Ivy Cudgel at +2. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe we can encore something into a setup move, so on and so forth. But this was a kind of a weaker link of the team. Now, Zapdos, I just wanted to bring it as a Cresselia substitute because Cresselia originally was on this roster. We have a standard heavy duty boots, max defense Zapdos. The set, the moves may look a little strange. Hurricane, Roost, U-turn, Toxic. The reason I have it set up like this, I did not want to get walled by his ground type or get walled by Thunderous T. Thunderous T coming in and getting a Volt Absorb could be a bit strange, a bit hard to break from our team. So I just wanted to stay away from that. Other than that, maybe Hurricane Chip on Alolan Muck could be beneficial to us. But other than that, it's just a standard Zapdos set. Like I said, there wasn't really much I could have brought here. Maybe Rabombi with Sticky Web, but seemed a little bit inconsistent. And obviously, I'm not bringing Garchomp into such a matchup like this. Next on our list, we have another fun mon that I've been wanting to use. We have a Specs Heatran. Fire Blast, Flash Cannon, Flamethrower, Dark Pulse. Actually, I believe I changed this Dark Pulse to Earth Power. So, Dark Pulse was for a mon he traded, if I'm correct. But, Specs Heatran. Timid to outspeed, maybe an adamant Baxcalibur. That's why you see the 240 speed Timid. This does outspeed Adamant Baxcalibur by 1 point, and Flash Cannon does Oko. His team doesn't have a fire resist. That's why we're going Specs. We're just going all out offense on it. So maybe we could have... Oh, Swampert. I forgot. So he did trade for Swampert. So now Swampert is fire resist, but it still takes a heavy chunk from Flamethrower and Fire Blast. Any of these coverage moves coming from specs, it doesn't appreciate switching into. So the idea is maybe catching a Alolan Muck and Swampert with these moves and just basically chipping them down, because the team is really hard to break from a base standpoint. So we're just hoping, so we get some plays correct. Maybe we can really chip it down that some of our breakers, Quackleval, Ogerpon, Darkrai, can just break it from low health. But yeah, we're hoping to pick up another win this week. This will be a tough matchup. This will probably be our toughest matchups of the season. Usually because me and Dobby usually go 3 games, but also the matchup doesn't look fantastic for us. But we're always going to try our best. We're always going to try our best at the end of the day, build the best team that we possibly can to put ourselves in the best position we can. But anyways, guys, if y'all like this team build video, please leave a like on it, comment, subscribe, share this to a friend. We have the Discord down in the description below if you want to come join the Pokemon Draft community. We have a couple of tourneys going on. We have a couple of draft leagues that might pop up. But right now we're focusing on this season. But yeah, like I said, we're hoping to pick up a win against Dobby week 3. And you know what? Like always, love you guys. See you there. Peace.